Endless arid deserts, vast stretches of massive mountains, ancient wonders that mystify visitors and archaeologists alike, and one of the world's most renowned culinary scenes.
So good.
Peru is a country that has it all and completely changes from one location to the next. It's one of the most biodiverse places on the globe, home to 84 of the world's 117 different life zones. And this diversity can be seen everywhere, in its ingredients, its people, and its history. Most travelers come to Peru solely to visit Machu Picchu, one of the 7 new wonders of the world. We, like most tourists, were drawn here for that once-in-a-lifetime experience. It doesn't feel real that we're here, does it?
No.
But what we found was that the unexpected stops along the way held some of our favorite experiences of the trip. This is so cool. Wow, wow, wow. It's rare when a place is so popular and actually lives up to your expectations. But Peru was a destination that exceeded its reputation in virtually every way. Oh my gosh. Over the next hour and a half, we're taking you with us on our early April journey across Peru, where we spend 2.5 weeks traveling from the capital of Lima to the terraces of the Sacred Valley and the dune-lined desert shores of Ica. In this guide, we share the incredible moments, unexpected challenges, and everything we learned along the way to help you plan the perfect trip to Peru.
This is Peru.
Oh my God!
Lima sits along Peru's Pacific coast, a massive city built on top of dramatic cliffs next to the ocean. It's a lot bigger and busier than most visitors expect, with over 11 million people calling it home. Chances are your trip will start at the international airport, about an hour north of the city, give or take, depending on traffic, which is notoriously terrible. From there, most travelers head straight to Miraflores, the most popular neighborhood to stay in and exactly where we'll be based for our time here. To get here, you can grab a cab, book a private car, or go the budget route like us and take the airport express bus. It costs us about $4 US, runs every hour, and is a laid-back ride. Comfortable seats, Wi-Fi, and 4 convenient stops throughout Miraflores to get you as close to your accommodations as possible.
We're staying at the Libre Hotel Best Western Signature Collection. It's a modern, clean, and comfortable stay with some nice extras like a solid breakfast, filtered water stations on each floor, private patios in some rooms, and even a rooftop terrace. Having what will be our first of, I'm sure, many pisco sours on this trip. It's one of their iconic drinks, and it's a welcome gift when you check into the hotel. This is a lovely spot, and it is just so well located. I cannot begin to tell you. We've kind of explored the area a little bit already, and there's so many cute cafes, restaurants, shops. If you're interested in booking, we will have details below, and of course you can scan the QR code on the screen. Our next stop is some much needed food to soak up all those pisco sours, Siete Sopas. They're open 24/7 with multiple locations across the city and loved by locals. As their name implies, they are known for their 7 soups, which change daily throughout the week, as well as classic staples.
There's the sopa criolla, made with beef broth, smoky peppers, tomatoes, onions, and a splash of evaporated milk.
I'm a little bit nervous about this soup. I'm wearing white, it's red. Typically not a good combo if you know me. Oh my God. There's little chunks of beef in there. That's my first one. We're off to a good start.
There's also caldo de gallina, a comforting, no-frills chicken noodle soup with a rich broth and hard-boiled egg.
This is the brightest chicken broth I've ever had. It feels like they put just lime and chicken and let it stew. This is exactly what you'd want if you weren't feeling well or on a cold day, although the weather has been beautiful here. Now we have the sancochado, which is a special on Sundays. I've heard the lines are often longer on Sundays because of this soup. Filled with goodies in here. There's meat, all different types of root vegetables. I see yuca, potato, possibly sweet potato, celery. Very different from the chicken broth, so you get a heartier, more savory feel to the broth. But it's still nice and fatty. Very, very good. And it's a very economical place. You don't have to spend a lot to have a really great meal.
The next morning, we set out to explore Lima's historic center on a walking history tour. Instead of sitting in traffic for an hour or more, we took the elevated metro into the city. Along with the Metropolitano Rapid Bus, these lines run in dedicated lanes, getting you to downtown in about 20 minutes for under 4 soles. To ride, you'll need a transit card, which you can buy at the station using cash and reload with soles as needed. And while it can be very crowded, they're clean, efficient, and definitely an affordable way to get around the city.
Lima's historic center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, protecting many of the 200-year-old European buildings you see today. But long before the Spanish arrived, indigenous civilizations have been living in this region for thousands of years. In fact, the name Lima comes from that time, from the Quechua word limac, later mispronounced by the Spanish when they founded the city in 1535.
This tour so far has been fantastic. We've gotten little breaks to try local foods. We're learning so much and helping us navigate this kind of like intimidating area. It's called la causa. It's one of the very traditional dishes made from potatoes ground with ají amarillo, and they stuff it with chicken, mayonnaise, and a few different vegetables. It's like a really good potato salad. It's not spicy at all. Very good. I like this.
And it's colored with the chili, right?
Yeah.
What came next was a complete transformation. Sacred temples were dismantled, and over the next 300 years, the Spanish reshaped Lima into the colonial city you see today. Their reign eventually came to an end in 1821, when General José de San Martín led Peru to independence. As you walk through the historic center, you can see evidence of this era all around, especially in Plaza de Armas, the heart of Lima, framed by Lima's Basilica and the government palace. One activity you cannot miss in the historic center is the San Francisco Catacombs.
Filming and photos aren't allowed, so we can't show you much from our experience, but you'll start inside the incredible Franciscan monastery before going beneath the church, where more than 70,000 human remains rest. Back in the 17th and 18th centuries, this was Lima's main cemetery, and while it sounds creepy, it's a fascinating tour that is well worth the money.
I'm really impressed with the Centro Histórico. It is gorgeous and has such a different feel from the rest of Lima that we've experienced so far. You can really see the European influence from the Spanish colonization period. There's also a lot more to do here than I realized, so we're going to be coming back for a second day to explore more.
But at this point, we needed food. If you want to eat like a local in the historic center, get pollo a la brasa from Norquis or Pardos. It's slow roasted to perfection. They love this dish so much here that there is a national day just for pollo a la brasa.
Instead, we decided to go for another one of Lima's specialties, ceviche. Ceviche is classically Peruvian, with roots dating back 2,000 years to the Moche civilization. It's so popular there are virtually cevicherias on every street. Well-known places like El Mar or Punto Azul are serving up fantastic ceviche and chicha morada, a local non-alcoholic beverage made from purple corn. But today, we're having lunch at Barra Maritazo.
In Lima, if you go to a cevicheria, you'll probably start your meal with leche de tigre, which is like a little shot of the leftover broth or juice from making ceviche. So it has a lot of that acidity. You get some of that beautiful briny seafood flavor come through. And it's also a fantastic hangover cure. This is what people ask for the morning after they've had a fun night out. This just brings you back to life. Honestly, drinking leftover seafood brine doesn't sound delicious, but this is delicious. It's thick too. This is beautiful.
Ceviche takes a variety of fresh local seafood and cures it with lime juice and spices.
Wow, very light, very fresh. I love the acidity of a good ceviche. You just get so much bright lime. The citrus and the onion gives it a nice crunch. They also have these little corn kernels.
How many?
This is good ceviche.
Next is a Peruvian specialty chaufa, their take on fried rice topped with fried seafood.
It has a savory umami-ness from like soy sauce, maybe even a little bit of 5-spice in there. But then it has unique flavor too, and having the fried shrimp on top makes it a completely different experience. It's fantastic. I love that they have all of these different influences from the cultures that have come here. And rather than keeping it super traditional, they just make their own thing out of it. I think it's beautiful and clearly so flavorful and good. Oh my God. This is probably the dish that is most Peruvian, but most visitors don't realize is most Peruvian. It's called lomo salpado, and it's like their take on a stir fry. So you have grilled vegetables, onions, peppers, and then you have a beautiful piece of steak. They serve it with rice, a gorgeous brown sauce, and papas fritas, French fries. I've heard so many Peruvians say that if there's like one dish they get when they return home, it's this. Ooh.
Peru is synonymous with the Incan Empire, the most recent civilization to rule here for over 500 years. But its history goes much deeper than that. Huacachina is a perfect example of how layered Lima's history truly is. Nestled in the heart of the city, this archaeological zone was discovered in the 80s and built by an unknown civilization that has since been named the Lima peoples. It was first constructed between 200 and 400 AD using small adobe bricks stacked like books on shelves to form a series of platforms and pyramids.
This is amazing. I mean, this has been here for thousands of years, and it is so unique, the structure. Wow. Oh my God. It's huge, and to see it from up top is wild.
For centuries, it was buried beneath layers of dirt until excavations began in the 80s, eventually opening part of the site to the public. It's believed at least 3 different civilizations used this space over the time for various purposes. Excavations have uncovered burial sites with mummies and offerings, hinting at its ties to ceremonial purposes. It's wild to see the juxtaposition of such an ancient site in the center of a modern, fast-moving city. But that's Lima, a place of rich history adapting to the inevitable changes and ever-evolving influences. You can only visit Huacachina on a guided tour, which lasts around 45 minutes to an hour and is offered in both Spanish and English.
Peru's having a moment culinarily right now. It's home to some of the best restaurants in the world, including the #1 restaurant in the world, Maito. We'd love to dine there on this trip, but unfortunately it is out of our budget. Thankfully though, the cuisine that has made Maito so famous, Nikkei, is super popular throughout all of Lima. You can find fantastic restaurants to try this fusion cuisine, like the restaurant we're going to tonight, Omatsu.
Omatsu is owned by Kike Matsufuji, part of the famous Matsufuji family, who have been shaping Japanese cuisine in Peru for over 50 years, long before Nikkei became what it is today. Even famed celebrity chef Nobu Matsuhisa once worked with this family.
So Nikkei is a fusion cuisine rooted in the Japanese immigrants that moved to Peru many years ago. But the key here, what makes it different from traditional Japanese cuisine, is the ingredients. They're using all of these different ingredients that you often wouldn't find if you were in Japan, but are so locally Peruvian, which is what makes it Nikkei. Starting with a yuzu sake vermouth martini. That is refreshing.
The menu is a bit more traditional compared to other Nikkei spots in Lima, with a focus on maki, sashimi, and seafood-forward dishes.
Crunchy taco, rice on the bottom with avocado, salmon on top.
Like tuna tiradito in an ají amarillo sauce.
The sauce that it's in, the ají amarillo, is so flavorful. This one isn't too spicy, very citric, which balances out the tuna.
Truffle salmon with tobiko fish roe stuffed with breaded shrimp, avocado, and Japanese cucumber.
It's a good sushi bite. The truffle just works with the salmon so perfectly. Wow. That is an extremely good bite of nigiri. It has this like creamy sauce on top with Parmesan and a little bit of the spicy crunch to the top. Oh my God. That's great.
Smoked trout maki with avocado, shrimp, and sesame seeds.
I love that one as well.
And their signature black cod.
Marinated 48 hours. Oh, wow. Super savory. Wow, that umami. There's still this like sweetness to it. That was great. I think we're good on seafood for like the rest of the year.
It's easy to never leave Miraflores on a trip to Lima, but there's a whole lot more to explore just outside of this neighborhood. Like Barranco, we're grabbing breakfast at Demo, a bakery and cafe from the chefs behind Merito, one of the world's 50 best restaurants, and Clone, their newer, more casual concept. Demo is known for Latin American-inspired European pastries like the flan cruffin.
Crunchy, and the flan cream isn't too sweet. I could have one of these every day. I got crumbs everywhere though.
Or you could order a heartier dish like arepa eggs benedict.
The hollandaise on top isn't traditional. They made it into like a foamy cream. This is so good.
Or cachapa, made from choclo stuffed with queso.
Oh my God, look at all that cheese. The pancake is so sweet, and the cheese just adds like a nice savoriness to it. I'm very impressed with this spot, and I want to try all of the pastries.
After breakfast, we wandered deeper into Barranco to see why it's considered one of Lima's most loved neighborhoods. It's largely residential, known for its eclectic street art, colorful colonial casonas, and a laid-back beach town vibe.
Just around the corner from Demo is Parque Federico Villarreal, home to several quirky statues and the entrance to Bajada de Baños, an alley covered in street art that winds down through a maze of stairs toward one of Lima's public beaches. Lima is first and foremost a Pacific beach city. Surfing is one of the top things to do here year-round, but summer, from November through April, brings sunny days perfect for the beach and long afternoons by the water.
We're at Playa Barranco right now, which is one of the public access beaches in Lima. We're visiting in early April, which is still considered the summer season. If you're visiting Lima from May to October, prepare for very gloomy days and a constant mist, kind of like San Francisco. It's wild to think because we're right next to the ocean, but it does not actually rain in Lima. It's extremely, extremely rare for that to happen, and it typically only happens during an El Nino. But today is beautiful, and people are definitely taking it in before we transition to that winter season. There's lots of families out here, people playing with their dogs and kids. One of the things I'm really enjoying about Lima as we're exploring more neighborhoods is how distinct each of them feel. Right now we are in Barranco, and it is so charming. It's where a lot of the fantastic new restaurants are located. There's great bars. One of the most iconic spots in this neighborhood that most tourists go straight to is the Bridge of Sighs. Unfortunately, it is under construction right now, so we didn't get to see it, but it's still worth coming to this area because I could just walk around forever, hopping in shops and admiring all the beautiful buildings and murals. It really is so charming. So make sure you explore beyond Miraflores if you're coming to Lima.
If you're looking for lunch in Barranco, head to Isolina, a popular mainstay known for Peruvian comfort food. You can try classic dishes like papa rellena, a potato croquette stuffed with stewed beef, raisins, olives, and a hard-boiled egg. Or ají de gallina, one of Peru's most iconic dishes, chicken stewed in a nut-based sauce with ají amarillo. Or our personal favorite, rocoto relleno, an arequipa pepper stuffed with meat, cheese, potatoes, and just a dash of spice. If you want something a bit lighter but equally as Peruvian, head to Sanguicheria El Chinito.
This looks amazing. Today we are at an institution in Lima. This spot has been here since 1960. It's become so famous. Now they have over 10 locations. You'll find sanguicherias all throughout Lima, but if you can, try and make it to this spot because they're just so well known for this sandwich specifically, which is chicharron. So it has a little bit of camote or sweet potato on the bottom and then slices of slow roasted pork. Put a little bit of red onion. The bread's crunchy, the chicharron is soft and porky and fatty in all the right ways. And the sweet potato adds a nice sweetness to it.
Just make sure you're done eating and exploring in time to watch one of Lima's spectacular sunsets. Perched above a west-facing stretch of the Pacific coastline, every evening you get a show. The best spot for sunset is along the Malecón, a 6-mile seaside path where paragliders drift overhead, and there's plenty of overlooks inviting you to stop and take in the view. One of the most popular spots along the Malecón, especially at sunset, is Parque del Amor, a small, colorful park with mosaic walls inspired by Park Güell in Barcelona, and a large sculpture by Victor Delfin of two lovers kissing.
If you've watched the sunset in Barranco, now's a good time to head to Lady B, a bar ranked 13th on the world's 50 best bar list. Using local Peruvian ingredients, they craft cocktails you have never tasted before. We tried several drinks and small dishes, all of which were outstanding. But if you're in the Miraflores neighborhood, in the night at Quipas, a contemporary Peruvian restaurant by chef Antony Ramos. The menu features ingredients from Peru's distinct regions, showcasing Antony's culinary experience and love for Peruvian cuisine.
So you eat the olive first, then you have the martini with such a tomate, my new favorite thing ever. It's so well balanced. I normally hate martinis. When you said that's what it was, I was like, oh gosh, this is so good. The oyster's fantastic. It's really smooth, not overly briny, but you get the Salinic finish. And the sacha tomate clarified juice that goes on top just pops in your mouth. Oh, these are good.
Next, fresh sea scallops in a puree of asparagus, topped with rocoto pepper oil and a local algae crisp.
The asparagus really comes through. The food in Peru has been quite meat forward and very heavy. So to have such a dish that's so light and refreshing, it's very welcomed.
Followed by sweet bread with Ica beans and a small algae called cushuro, considered Andean caviar, and can only be found in high altitude freshwater lakes.
Wow, that bean's really good. I just had one part of the dish so far and I'm already like, wow. This is a sweet bread, but it tastes like I've just eaten pork. They put breadcrumbs on the outside so it gives this crunch. It literally tastes like I'm eating incredible chicharron. And then the bean that comes from Ica is outstanding. This dish is awesome. This has to be meat. There's no way this is bread. Dennis, you have to try this.
That's banging. Well, this is not lying. When you taste this, you won't believe that it's bread.
We ordered their signature rice dish for our main course, which mixes cilantro, chicha de jora, a fermented corn beverage, and loche squash into the rice, topped with smoked duck breast.
The duck is sliced so thinly and then crisp on top. I don't know how he does it. He's also managed to cook the rice absolutely beautifully. It has that nice crust on the bottom like you get out of a good paella. It's so unique. I've never had a dish like this before.
To finish the meal, we had to try their chirimoya dessert, with tangerine dust on top and citrus crunch on the bottom. This fruit comes from Cumbe, Peru, and is in the soursop family, but is a distinct variety that's only found here.
This is amazing. It almost has like a chewing gum flavor to it, but in a great way. If Peruvian cuisine is new for you, and you're wanting a more elevated creative experience, this is definitely the spot to come because the attention to the menu and everything we're ordering has been fantastic.
We've eaten at some fantastic restaurants so far, but to truly understand the soul of Peruvian cuisine, you have to get out in the streets and inside the markets. So we've returned to the historic center for a food tour of Central Market, the largest and most important market in Lima. On the way though, we stopped for some street food, a classic Peruvian breakfast.
We're gonna try habas and corn and also potatoes. In Peru, we have more than 3,000 kinds of potatoes. There's no way that a Peruvian can not taste all of them. Crazy.
Wow, the sauce is so good. And the bean is so creamy and flavorful. That green sauce is so fragrant. Fantastic.
We also have, chicos, this drink called chicha morada. Morada means purple, so purple chicha. We boil this corn. We put a big pot, we put many of these corns. We add pieces of pineapple, apple, we add sugar, lime, and cinnamon. If you guys go to the mountains, Cusco, or any other area in the mountains, there is another kind of chicha called chicha de jora. That one is brown and it's the fermentation of corn, so that one is alcoholic. This one, no alcohol, too early yet.
This is cool.
People used to sell all the products outside any church. So he decided it would be a better idea to have one place with all the products. And they built this market. All the products are here. Different kind of cheese, goat, cow, from the north, south, Titicaca Lake. And also, we're gonna see in just a minute, guinea pig. Ay, 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 ay. Guinea pig is cultural to eat it in the mountains.
Next is arequipa olives and cheese.
Buenísimo. The oregano cheese is really flavorful.
This was followed by collagen made from pig's feet, sweetened with panela and cinnamon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
Now it was time for the main show, the dish the market is best known for, ceviche.
And we have the classic ceviche. And those guys use 4 kinds of fish, which is even better. Lime juice. The lime juice cook the fish. 40 seconds to 1 minute and it's ready to eat. Then we add the rest of the ingredients: sweet potato, seaweed, corn, onions, no?
Come on. This is amazing. It's super, super light. A lot of the other ceviches we've had so far, not that they were bad, I don't think you can get a bad ceviche in Peru, but they were almost overpowering in how much citrus and flavor was added. This one is so mild, so well balanced. Fish almost melts in your mouth. It's perfect. This is where you come for the best ceviche.
Cola.
Trying Inca Cola. Inca Cola is like the most famous soda. You'll see it everywhere. It's a bright yellow color, which is a little bit off-putting. It's supposed to be very sweet and very unique. There's nothing really to compare it to, so when you're here, you have to try it. You either love it or you hate it, they say. But I'm so excited. This is such a great experience to be able to get to try all of these unique foods and traditional ingredients that we definitely would not have known even existed before this. It smells like bubble gum. Very sweet, kind of like a cream soda. Ooh, I like it. I wouldn't drink this often because it's so much sugar, and I'm sure the ingredients are terrible to be this bright yellow color, but it is good.
The tour took us to La Chiclayana, a family-owned stall that's been operating for decades. The chefs wouldn't let us film them making ceviche because it's a secret family recipe, but they did take us behind the scenes to make calamari.
Potato flour and garbanzo flour. Calamari, come on. Peru is so great. My mom is master chef here, 46 years. Ay, chicharrón de pota.
Yeah.
Yes? You ready?
Yes.
One moment, please. Wow. This is Peru.
Oh! Wow. That's incredible. Crunchy, creamy, citrusy.
After what was truly the best fried calamari we've ever had, the tour continued further into the market, teaching us about natural remedies used in the Andes for altitude sickness that would definitely come in handy later on our trip, like agua de Florida.
Oh, it's potent.
So a little bit of that in hot water, you wait a few minutes, you drink it, it's gonna help you to digest. Coca leaves, altitude sickness. You grab maybe 2-3 leaves, roll it like tobacco, okay? And put it on one side, up here, start chewing down, no? For you to breathe better, give you this energy you need in the altitude, no? Yes. This is called tokra or gypta. It's a kind of clay collected in rivers. People process that clay with mint. It's like with stevia also. A small piece of this in 3-4 leaves, you roll it, start chewing that. It's gonna make the lips taste better, but also it's gonna activate the lips faster.
It's just nice and minty and sweet. It's a weird sensation like the chewing and the juice coming out, but the flavor is good.
As if we haven't tried enough food at this point, we headed toward the produce section to try some of Peru's unique fruits, like tuna, the fruit of the cactus, aguayamanto, or golden berries.
Try a pisco sour with this. Aguayamanto sour.
Tumbo,
Ancient civilizations, Inca, pre-Inca, they used to cook the raw fish, ceviche, okay, with this, with tumbo. There were no limes, okay? Tumbo.
yacon, a Peruvian ground apple,
People eat this to prevent diabetes. Lots of antioxidants.
Soft, crunchy. That's in the potato family. That's insane. It's so refreshing.
lucama, which was Dennis's favorite,
The golden fruit of the Incas.
It's like butterscotch.
This is the cousin of the passion fruit. It's a sweet passion fruit.
and granadilla, my favorite Peruvian fruit,
This is the winner.
plus so many others. Just outside the market is Chinatown, established in the 1850s. It's South America's largest Chinatown, founded after the abolition of slavery.
And they started to work on the street with their food. A wok, rice, and they had pretty nice skills doing this thing. Locals that walk in the area like them Suifan, Suifan, eat rice, come arroz, come arroz. Locals heard that word, didn't understand, and started to say chifa.
Hola, buenas. Me da mi pao, sumai, salado, porfa. Gracias. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Wow. I love that we just came down a random alleyway and now we're eating amazing chifa. So good.
When we thought we couldn't eat anymore, we made our last stop for classic Lima churros.
Oh, baby. Finishing the tour with a churro. This is not your typical churro that you might find in Mexico or Spain. This one's dough that's been rolled and they fill it. So you either have a dulce de leche filling, chocolate. We got pastelera, which is like a cream. It's good.
That's good.
It's so good. Oh my God. This tour was fantastic. We've eaten so much, we've seen so much, we learned so much. I recommend doing this at the beginning because I think it gives so much context, it introduces you to the downtown. So we'll drop the information down below so you can come too.
Oh my God, is that hot?
I just annihilated my mouth.
Oh no.
For a perfect ending for our final day in Lima, we headed back to the Miraflores neighborhood to walk off all that food in one of its most iconic green spaces, Kennedy Park. The park is a shelter for nearly 70 cats and a popular spot for families to gather, get outside, and enjoy Lima's beauty.
Hola, gatito. Hola. Oh, no. Ay. I didn't have a snack for it.
No.
I said goodbye. I'm literally in heaven. Every time we get a chance to come by and pet a kitty, we do. This one came and laid right down on my dress. What am I supposed to do to get up now?
I don't know. You're stuck.
I don't want to disturb it. There's a group that comes and feeds the cats daily. It gives them water, so they're definitely taken care of. You can see that they've been spayed or neutered as well to help keep the population down, and you can adopt the kitty cats. If we lived in Lima, we for sure would. Lo siento, gatito, pero tengo que ir. Uy. Ay.
Like, no.
Sí, lo siento.
Ay.
Gracias por su amor.
Kennedy Park is also the perfect place to try picarones, from Picarones Mary, who's been popularized by the Latin American street food show.
She's running away.
Déjame en paz. Ay. This is crazy. How am I supposed to eat these picarones with all the bees? They're like donuts that they cover in honey, and because of it, the bees absolutely are going crazy. They've been following us everywhere. It tastes just like a donut. It's almost like a maple syrup, more than just straight honey, but very yummy street food sweet treat to finish the trip. The energy and warmth we felt in Lima was the perfect welcome to the country. And as much as we enjoyed our time here, Cusco was calling. Cusco is considered the gateway to Machu Picchu and is the first stop for most travelers on their journey to Machu Picchu. Getting to Cusco can be done in two ways. The fastest option is to take a 1.5-hour direct flight with a local airline, although this method can make acclimating to Cusco's high elevation a bit brutal. The alternative is to acclimate progressively on a long-distance bus like Peru Hop or Cruz del Sur. We took Cruz del Sur buses later in the trip and enjoyed their 270-degree reclining seats, perfect for catching up on sleep with onboard bathrooms and Wi-Fi. The bus journey from Lima to Cusco takes around 24 to 26 hours in total, but many travelers choose to break up the long trip, stopping in places like Paracas or Arequipa along the way. For ease and time's sake, though, we opted to fly.
From there, we held a cab to Siete Torritos, a boutique hotel nestled in the hills of the historic Centro. Around $100 a night got us a charming, comfortable stay with breakfast included. Just a short walk from the Plaza de Armas and Cusco's most popular attractions. As much as we wanted to lie down and surrender to the effects of altitude, we knew a light meal was precisely what we needed.
For our first meal in Cusco, we're going light. It's a recommendation as you acclimate to the altitude, not to eat anything that's super heavy, because shockingly, at elevation, your digestion does not work as fast So soup today, and this one is the quinoa soup, which is one of the very popular and typical Andean soups. Nice and light. Really flavorful, like a veggie broth. And then it's got something called dieta de pollo, which is like chicken broth soup with chunks of chicken in it, a little bit of noodle, and more veggies. Again, something very light to help you acclimate. They also serve it with this Andean bread and an amazing salsa. Yummy. Oh, hi. Hi, little one. Hi, baby. Oh my God, I love it so much. I just want a baby alpaca now.
Cusco is known by many names. The gateway to Machu Picchu, the Imperial City, and even the Puma City, because the original Incan layout resembles a puma when viewed from the air. But the Incas themselves called it Cusco, meaning navel of the earth. Constructed under the ruler Pachacutec, Cusco became the capital of the sprawling Inca Empire, serving as a hub for communication, government, important ceremonies, and where the Incas believed the three realms of the Andean cosmos converged. We joined a walking history tour to dive deeper into Cusco's complex past, leading us through the plazas and neighborhoods as locals move through daily life. The Incas were master dry stone masons and civil engineers, transporting enormous boulders from faraway quarries, fitting each stone together with such precision that not even a piece of paper can fit between them. They use no chisels or mortar, yet somehow these interlocking stones have managed to outlast massive earthquakes and defy every theory as to how the Incas accomplished such perfection. When the Spanish arrived in the 1500s, the city's gold and artifacts were plundered and many Incas were killed. But they didn't stop there. They destroyed what they could of the original temples to build the charming colonial city you see today directly on top of what was mighty Cusco. But the evidence of just how advanced Inca megalithic construction was can still be seen in the base of nearly every building in the city.
Talk about a beautiful place to finish our tour. That walking history tour was awesome. Definitely start your trip with this because it gives you the context and the history of Cusco, which is so much deeper than I ever imagined. It was about 2.5 hours and we walked a huge part of the city. I'm feeling a little bit of that altitude sickness. I'm getting a little bit of the headache. I had a hard time sleeping last night. But yeah, we're acclimating poco a poco. I think at this point we are gonna go grab a local lunch at one of the markets we learned about on our tour today. So San Blas Market isn't quite as popular as San Pedro, but this is a great spot to grab a local breakfast, lunch. It's open every day until 4 p.m. and there's so many different restaurants that you can visit. We ended up getting empanadas. So we have one with ají de gallina, which is a very typical Peruvian dish. And we got lomo saltado with alpaca. You could eat here every day and still be trying something new. Their desserts here looked really good. So we ended up getting a cheesecake, elderberry on top. Sauco is what they call it here. Elderberry is like super good for you, really high in antioxidants, vitamin C. So being healthy, right? We also got a quinoa cookie. Quinoa, it's harvested and comes from Peru. They've been eating it for thousands of years. You find it in soups, breads, cookies.
Beer.
Beer? This is so yummy. It has chocolate chips in it. Pretty much all of Cusco is stunning, like sweep you off your feet gorgeous. But the San Blas neighborhood, perched high among the hills, is particularly colorful, with great spots for dining and shopping.
What'd you do?
Yay! The shopping here is outrageous, outrageous. We have gotten so many things, sweaters, bags, jewelry, socks, hats. It's like everything you could ever want. Come with money for spending. We're buying more. Getting an ornament for our Christmas tree. The artistry here is amazing. You're actually seeing them work when they're out selling. This isn't just like mass-produced items. There are a lot of stores that have some more mass-produced items, but a lot of it's still handmade. They're just using the same designs between different stores. They told us that this market's only here on Saturday. At least that's what they said during our visit. So if you want, come to the San Blas Plaza on Saturday and you'll get something original. The sun is out. The weather in Cusco is really fickle. Because it's high elevation, in the nighttime and early morning, it's quite chilly. You definitely want a sweater and a light jacket. But in the daytime, it gets really warm. Like I wish I was just in a tank top.
It makes packing for this trip quite complicated, but honestly, planning this entire trip to Peru has been complicated. It's one of the most complex places we've ever had to coordinate. I spent weeks researching how we were going to get there, if we were going to take the train, if we were going to hike, making sure we got tickets for the circuit we wanted, all of the experiences and activity, where we're going to stay. We're going to share as many tips as possible to help make your trip to Peru much easier to plan. But one thing that has been super easy is knowing that we could book all of our experiences and activities with GetYourGuide. They're an online booking platform that has thousands of unique experiences in over 200 destinations across the globe. We've used them for so many unique experiences across Europe, Central America, the United States, and Peru is one of their top destinations. We could almost exclusively plan this trip using GetYourGuide, from cooking classes to pisco sour making classes, walking history tours, food tours, even last-minute Machu Picchu tickets you can book on GetYourGuide. They also have an app that makes it really easy to browse different activities, book through the app, or check in whenever you arrive to the tour. And it's nice knowing that you can cancel without penalty up to 24 hours in advance, so if you're not feeling well or if your plans change, you don't have to worry. We will have links to book all of the activities you see in this video down below, and we'll have things pop up on the screen as we do them. So no matter where you're traveling for your next trip, make sure to check out GetYourGuide to have a deeper travel experience. With the altitude effects finally catching up with my body, I made a last-ditch effort to revive myself with some coffee at Florencia y Fortunata, a woman-owned and run coffee shop sourcing specialty coffee beans from female farmers throughout the Andes. I can't even lie to you, we're struggling. Particularly me. The altitude has gotten worse every single day for me. It started just feeling a little bit funny, out of breath, maybe a little bit of a headache, but the coca tea was enough to kind of keep it at bay, but I'm barely making it. Can't sleep at all. I've had a terrible headache at night. I just feel so tired and fatigued. I've been doing everything they recommend. We've been using Element to stay hydrated, which is an electrolyte pack. I've been drinking so much water, staying away from alcohol. I think maybe we're just walking so much as we try and explore, because it's just such a beautiful place and I just want to see and do it all. I think we're not taking enough breaks. My advice to you is maybe consider, if you're nervous about altitude sickness, talking to your doctor beforehand and getting some medicine so that it can kind of keep it at bay, or possibly right when you arrive to Cusco, go straight to Ollantaytambo and then do Aguascalientes and then come to Cusco and acclimate, because it's all lower elevation than where we're at right now. I kind of wish we would have done that, because
Live and you learn.
you live and you learn. I'm struggling. So we're right now at a gorgeous coffee shop just down the street from our hotel. I'm hoping the coffee will bring me back to life so we can at least explore a little bit today. We got a cinnamon roll inspired by a chai latte, and we got pan de queso, which is made from yucca flour. We can do this, Shadows. We can do this. And how do you guys like my sweater? We're in the Plaza de Armas right now, which is the largest plaza in Cusco in the center of town. And it's like the hub for the city. There's always something going on. In the evenings, it's beautiful with all the lights scattered throughout the hills. And for the last 2 nights, we've actually seen people dancing, practicing for a traditional festival or a parade, I don't know. But it's been cool to see like the families gathering. There's always dogs running through the grass, playing, and street vendors are very persistent here. They're not pushy, but persistent. It's also like the hub for exploring. You can go almost any direction from here, and it feels like you're in a completely different new area of Cusco. We've spent the last 2 days fully exploring, and every time we turn down a new street, I'm like, how have we not seen this yet? It's amazing. They look so much better already.
So you shouldn't have said no to all those other guys, huh?
No, because it was made for him.
Yep. You were waiting for the right dude.
Old, new. Wow.
After our shoe shine, we decided not to overdo it in the streets and stepped into the Museum of Pre-Columbian Art, a beautiful space dedicated to the artwork and cultures of ancient Peru. The Incan Empire may have been Peru's largest and most recent imperial power, but Peru's story stretches back far beyond the Incas. Archaeological evidence shows many distinct civilizations lived throughout the different regions of Peru as early as 250 BC. As we walked through the museum, we began to see how each civilization left its own mark behind. Clay pots and storage vessels, carved wooden totems, funeral masks, jewelry, and burial offerings each reveal something about the people who made them. Their environments, beliefs, traditions, and how generations built upon the knowledge of those who came before them.
It feels so good to have a salad. The food in Peru has been outstanding. Truly such an underrated culinary country. And we've been really impressed with Cusco, but a lot of it's been like very heavy on the meat and the same few vegetables over and over again, like papas or ají. So to have like just greens, fiber, very welcome right now. This spot, Organica, is so cute. It's a farm-to-table restaurant. They're sourcing all of their ingredients in 2 different locations around the Cusco region, which is really cool. They have a lot of the traditional dishes that you might want to try while you're here. Today we've gotten the grilled alpaca, and they put it with gnocchi. They still love fish in Cusco, but since they're so far from the ocean, they eat a lot of trout. So today I've gotten a grilled trout. The sauce is a little fruity, which is nice, but the trout is so tender. It's good gnocchi.
Is it?
I'm gonna get a side of gnocchi just for me. We've tried other dishes with alpaca, including an alpaca burger. Alpaca tacos are also a thing here. So you can kind of choose how you want to have your alpaca. This one's in a red wine sauce. The sauce is really savory. The alpaca honestly tastes very similar to a lean steak.
I'll bring yourself.
I got more gnocchi.
A short walk outside the historic center, a different side of Cusco emerges. Busy streets filled with locals going about their daily lives without the facade of high-end boutiques and tourist-focused restaurants, anchored by the bustling Mercado de San Pedro. San Pedro Market is the heart of the neighborhood, where locals can find everything they could want or need. As you weave your way through the aisles, you'll find affordable food stalls, produce stands stacked with some of the 3,000 different Peruvian potatoes, mountains of cheese, and handmade goods around every corner, making it a mecca for souvenir shopping.
Finally feeling like some semblance of myself after drinking more water than I thought was even possible. We've entered into one of Cusco's best examples of its layered and complex history, Coricancha. Today, you see the beautiful Spanish Santo Domingo Church, but in the 1400s, during the height of Inca rule, this would have been the Temple of the Sun. It was a spiritual heart of the Incan Empire and the tail of the Puma in the Puma City.
Coricancha was where the Inca elite came to pay homage to Inti, the sun god, the most important deity in Inca culture. The Incas weren't just remarkable architects, they were also incredible astronomers. Coricancha was the physical nucleus of the Inca's spiritual, social, and political universe. From here, the empire radiated outward in the 4 cardinal directions, linked by pilgrimage lines to other sacred sites called huacas.
It was designed to reflect the sun's rays, with the surrounding walls crowned by thick gold bands and a garden full of golden statues. When the Spanish arrived, they quickly looted the temple of all of its gold and deconstructed what they could of the structure.
In its place, they strategically built a Catholic convent above the ruins. It wasn't until a massive earthquake in 1950 exposed sections of the original foundation that conversations began around restoring and recognizing its Incan past. Sadly, nearly all of the Incas' recorded knowledge was destroyed during the conquest, leaving only fragments behind.
The more we explored this region of Peru, the more we realized how little is truly known. We heard different stories with competing theories depending on who we asked. But the truth is, no one can say with complete certainty exactly what these sacred places once looked like, how the structures of the scale were built with such precision, or truly how much ancestral knowledge has been lost to the conquest. It made us think about how the destruction of culture doesn't actually erase it. It simply leaves the generations thereafter searching for answers that will never be fully understood. That feeling stayed with us as we headed uphill high above Cusco to Sacsayhuaman, the head of the Puma City.
I'm struggling, I'm not gonna lie. We didn't do Rainbow Mountain or Siete Lagunas or Humtai Lake, which are all very, very popular day trips from Cusco. You have to wake up at like 3:30 in the morning, drive really far. They're at super high elevation, but they're supposed to be absolutely stunning. So if you're fit and you're really interested, at the end of your trip, you can add that on. It's truly a bucket list experience if you're coming to Cusco. But because I had such a hard time at the beginning of the trip with the altitude, I did not want to do those. So we did this thinking it would be easier, and I'm over here panting.
I'm pretty sure it is easier.
I do think I've caught my breath. You ready to keep going?
Sure.
We made it.
Yeah.
This is incredible. This view is insane. You can see all of Cusco, all of it.
Yeah, we thought we had a good view from our room, huh?
I know. Our hotel was actually very close to the walking path. I think it was like a 7-minute walk to get to the entrance where you go up all the steps. So that was really nice that we were already so close up the hill.
Historians and archaeologists say this was a fortress, or an armory to store military weaponry. But others we spoke with, including a local guide who was born and raised in these mountains, told us this was a sacred place for ceremonies and rituals. It's also believed to have been an astrological observatory. A 65-foot astronomy tower once stood here, used to observe the sun's position between equinoxes and solstices. One thing is for sure though, the megalithic stones used to build Sacsayhuaman are an engineering marvel. Brought here from a quarry over 12 miles away, the construction took thousands of workers over 50 years to complete.
We just learned that this is the largest rock in the entire main plaza. It weighs 120 tons. For reference, the largest elephant can weigh up to 7 tons. That's like a lot of elephants. This one is crazy how it's curved. Literally it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points with this massive curve. It is incredible to think about how they constructed this.
Today, only around 40% of the structure remains. The rest was demolished to build modern Cusco during the colonial era.
We thought we saw some big ones earlier. This is enormous. We're standing in their like main plaza, which is enormous as well. I think it's double or 3 times the size of a traditional football field. It's huge.
Wow.
And the only reason these stones still stand here is because they were too big for the Spanish to deconstruct.
This site is huge, and while you can DIY your experience, I highly recommend hiring a local guide to help you explore the various areas, including a small portion of the Chinacanas, a massive network of subterranean passages that spread from Sacsayhuaman to other sacred sites throughout Cusco and possibly far beyond.
Hi, Dennis. Oh, this is so cool. We're inside one of the temples of Sacsayhuaman, and it is so dark in here. Supposedly, there's tunnels throughout all of the Incan territories that would link all back to Cusco. I believe it. I wonder if this is what it felt like. I mean, I can stand up completely in here.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Wow.
Exploring Sacsayhuaman is worth it any time of year, but if you can align your visit with Inti Raymi, the Incan Festival of the Sun held every June 24th, you'll get to see this ancient site come alive during the second largest festival in South America. As the sun faded behind the Andes on our final night in Cusco, it felt like the perfect excuse to slow down and enjoy one last meal before moving on to the next chapter of our journey in Peru. Just down the hill from our hotel, we found Loco Bistro, a small, relaxed bistro with a global menu inspired by the owner's travels. We started with creamy polenta made from local choclo with cheese and roast beef.
This dish is just too good. We ordered it the other night and had to get it again. There's beef that's been stewed for over 8 hours at the bottom. It's not the prettiest dish, but I promise the flavor is outstanding. Oh, so good.
Then Nikkei bites, crispy shari, trout dredged in sriracha mayo, nori and togarashi with a house Nikkei sauce.
I love it. It's like crunchy rice on the bottom, that beautiful Nikkei sushi feeling to the top. And it's with trout, which is fun because we're so far from the ocean here. Sometimes ordering fish seems a little bit scary because we're close to lots of lakes. Trout. Yeah. It's a safe bet and it's a delicious bet.
For the main course, we split their trout beurre blanc with Peru's famous asparagus and a puree of potatoes.
The trout is cooked perfectly. The beer blanc is a little bit different than I'm used to. Has less butter, a little bit more acidity, but it's very good. Capers on top. And I love everything that has potatoes. I could just have potatoes here and be so happy. I'd be enormous and probably be protein deficient, but very happy.
Our journey through the Sacred Valley began while the rest of Cusco was still in bed. As the sun was rising, our tour bus wound along curvy mountain roads and out of the city, toward our first stop of the day, Chinchero, built in the late 1400s by Tupac Inca Yupanqui overlooking the Urubamba Mountains.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yupanqui had a series of aqueducts built to funnel water from nearby springs to irrigate the agricultural terraces and livestock. Farming was not the only purpose of this area, but may have been the most important, and still plays a significant role today, producing crops like fava beans, potatoes, and quinoa.
The headache of the daughters-in-law, because the girls, before to marry, they must peel the potatoes. They must conserve the original shape. If they can do this, they can marry. Huachachi means is making to cry the daughters-in-law.
Alongside the rich produce grown here, Chinchero is widely known for its textiles. For centuries, the women of Chinchero have been naturally dyeing and weaving textiles from alpaca wool and llama fibers. Both animals have long played important roles in the Quechua community. Beyond serving as a source of food and sacred Incan ceremonies, alpacas here are especially valued for their wool. Here at a local textile cooperative, artisans demonstrate the traditional weaving process for visitors.
This is so cool. We're getting to learn how they harvest all of the wool and use natural flowers, herbs, plants, bugs to dye the wool and then make all of their beautiful textiles that you see being sold throughout. And we're drinking some umuña tea, which is like their mint and day and mint tea.
After washing the fibers with natural soap and water, the wool is spun into thread. Alpaca wool is considered the gold standard of quality, but baby alpaca is even softer. Once the wool is dyed, weaving can begin. Many of the motifs are unique to the individual families and passed down through generations. The entire process is a labor of love and is a skill that not only helps families keep warm during the cold Andean nights, but also provides income through the beautifully woven pieces sold to visiting foreigners like ourselves. Our journey through the Sacred Valley continued with another hour's drive to Salineras de Maras. This ancient salt mine predates the Incas and was first built by the Maras people around 700 BC.
Wow.
Over 4,500 salt wells sprawl across the valley, built into the mountainside with various shades of white, pink, and brown. Harvesting happens during the dry season, when the pools are filled with water from a mineral spring diverted through the veins of a hand-carved dike system. It collects in the pools and sits for 3 days until the water evaporates, crystallizing into salt. Then, the descendants of the Maras who still own and operate the pools collectively harvest the salt by hand to sell for gourmet cooking and aromatherapy.
This is super cool. They harvest this 4 times a year, and it is so beautiful and unique. I've never seen anything like this before. We tried chicha morado in several places, which is a non-alcoholic beverage made from the purple corn. But now we are trying chicha de jora. It's an alcoholic version, so it's like a fermented beer that dates back thousands and thousands of years. They have evidence of huge chicha containers found in many different civilizations that they would use during ceremonies and things like that. It smells a little bit funky, kind of like a kombucha, foamy on the top. It's very good. Sweet, a little bit fruity, a little bit sour. You can definitely tell this is like fermented naturally, but it's very good, refreshing. I was nervous. You don't need to be nervous.
Back on the bus once more, we passed massive mountain peaks on our way to Moray. Once an Incan agricultural laboratory experimenting with cultivating different crops using a conical terrace system. Each terrace is accessible by floating stone steps and has its own uniquely calculated microclimate, where the Incas could test more than 250 crop varieties from different elevations and temperature zones in a single location.
Each site we go to, I am just blown away with how detailed and advanced the architectural designs were. It's truly outstanding. By this point, we were starving and probably could have devoured an entire guinea pig, which, yes, is actually on the menu out here. But instead, we settled for the Andean buffet included with our tour before hopping back on the bus for an hour-long drive to our final stop of the day, Ollantaytambo.
Ollantaytambo is a quaint Incan village, home to roughly 10,000 people year-round. Its archaeological zone is built into the hillside. Reaching the top means climbing more than 150 steps, something you can definitely feel at just over 9,000 feet elevation.
It is so windy up here today. The dust is blowing in our face and I have my water bottle on the ground and it went down. Luckily the very kind gentleman who works here went and got it for us. This is a beautiful site. It's our last stop, but it is so busy. I'm very glad that since we're staying here overnight instead of heading back to Cusco on the tour, we can take our time here and really take in the site.
In pre-colonial times, Ollantaytambo served as an important stopping point for those trekking between distant cities, like Cusco to Machu Picchu. After days or even weeks on foot through the Andes, travelers could rest here, trade goods, and gather supplies before continuing their journey. Because of its strategic location, Ollantaytambo also functioned as a control point for the empire. Watchtowers were placed high in the surrounding mountains to monitor who passed through the valley below.
Surprisingly though, parts of Ollantaytambo may actually predate the Incas. Archaeologists believe sections of the site were first constructed by the Huari civilization sometime between 600 and 1000 AD. At the pinnacle sits the Temple of the Sun, built from enormous megalithic stones transported from quarries visible high on the adjacent mountain slope. Construction was never fully completed before the arrival of the Spanish, whose conquest forever changed the future of this region. Do you see the space that I have right now? There is no one here. Literally 1 hour difference. All of the tour groups have left, so it's only people that are on a private tour or people like us who are staying the night here. I'm so glad that we ended up choosing to start in Cusco but take our luggage here. We had to be strategic about what we packed because you can't take all of your luggage to Machu Picchu. Our plan worked. There's no crowds. This is way more our vibe. I did enjoy this tour today, and I think if you're on a tight timeline and you want to see everything, what we booked today was an awesome experience. If you have the chance though, I would recommend booking a private tour if it's in your budget, because you just get to spend a little bit longer at each location and they can time it so you're missing the crowds. The crowds here have been a little bit pushy. I think because this is such a popular tourist destination, people from all over the world are coming for this like bucket list trip that people can sometimes forget that everyone else is also here for the same reason. And we've seen a lot of kind of rude behavior. So just do this like a PSA when you're traveling. Just be kind, be patient. We all want those photos, but
You don't have to get into a fight to take them.
no. But you have to do this. It's absolutely worth it. The Sacred Valley is incredible. We're not even trekking people, but after like seeing the mountains and the landscape we'd be walking through, I was like, let's do a 5-day trek. Let's do it. While most visitors spend their time capturing selfies at the Temple of the Sun, below the ruins lies another important ceremonial area, dedicated to the worship of water, an element just as essential to life, agriculture, and survival in the Andes as the sun itself. I cracked myself up. Guys, I think I'm a little delirious at this point. It was a 5:50 arrival to the pickup point for today's tour, and we have been going until 4:50, I think it is. Yeah, solid 12-hour day. I think it's time to get checked into our hotel and find something to eat and go to bed, because I'm tired.
Our room for the night was about a 10-minute walk across Ollantaytambo at the Picchu Tambo guest house. It was basic but very charming for an affordable price, making it a great value stay for our short time in the village.
These beans are not the most appealing in terms of looks, but they taste fantastic. It's also choclo, and you get to grate your own salt from the mine locally. How fun is that? So one of the most popular things in the Andean region is cuy, which is guinea pig. I know for a lot of Americans or people from the West, that's very kind of sad because we have them as pets, but here it's
one of their largest protein sources. Normally when they come out as a whole guinea pig. We didn't order the entire guinea pig tonight because honestly we're just not that hungry. We just wanted to see what it tasted like for ourselves. I haven't gotten enough to make an assessment. It kind of has a fattiness like duck does, but has more of a mild flavor, probably like turkey, but honestly it's a distinct taste. I wouldn't say it's my favorite thing. I probably wouldn't order it again. You gotta try the local foods.
Lured by the sound of water trickling through the cobblestone streets, we woke up early to explore Ollantaytambo, often referred to as the living Inca city. The historic center dates back to Inca times, some say even earlier, and every street reveals another glimpse into the past. Ancient aqueducts still run through the streets, locals chat in Quechua outside their homes, and towering ruins overlook the rooftops from the mountainsides above. This place is absolutely stunning. I'm so happy we chose to spend at least one night here. If I could do this all over again, I'd probably stay a few nights here and do trips throughout the Sacred Valley to get a deeper experience and maybe visit some of the less popular archaeological zones, because there are so many insane sites to visit in this area. There's also epic hiking that you can do that's not just the trek to Machu Picchu. Definitely give yourself time to experience this. I think it's my favorite place we visited so far on this trip. Buenos dias. This place feels like a fairy tale, but I have to remind myself that like real people are living here doing everyday things, just trying to make a living. What a beautiful place to be able to call home. Hola. Hola. Sí, ¿estás contento? Ay, qué lindo eres. Personally, I think Ollantaytambo should get the nickname of the gateway to Machu Picchu over Cusco, considering this is where the train departs to Machu Picchu and where the Inca Trail begins. But since I have not been dubbed the official nickname giver of Peruvian towns, we simply made the most of our time walking in the village before grabbing a 3 soles moto taxi to take us to the train station.
3 trains can take you to Aguas Calientes, the isolated town at the base of Machu Picchu, the Inca Rail, Peru Rail, and the luxurious Hiram Bingham. Other than these trains, hiking in on foot is the only other way to get there. We splurged on the Peru Rail Vista Dome for our 2-hour ride, with comfortable seats and panoramic views of the breathtaking landscape.
I can't believe it's finally happening. We're on the train, headed to Machu Picchu after all of that planning. This is such a bucket list experience. It feels magical and exciting. I am getting emotional.
This is a beautiful part of travel.
And I'm just so grateful that we get to do this for a living. We don't take for granted that this is our job. I feel so grateful moments like these, especially.
Most trains offer great views, even the budget ones. But this car has access to a special observatory with an open-air balcony, making the slightly higher ticket price totally worth the unique experience.
That was insane! That was insane!
As our train pulled into Aguas Calientes, we were immediately taken by the town's setting, nestled between massive green mountains with the Urubamba River running right alongside it.
After dropping our luggage and freshening up at the hotel, we set out to explore. Along the way, we passed an artisan market and local children rehearsing for an upcoming celebration, both worthy distractions. But we had a mission to complete first, securing our bus tickets for tomorrow's visit to Machu Picchu.
With tickets in hand, it freed up the rest of the evening for us to wander the town and settle in for a memorable dinner.
Pleasantly surprised by this meal. It's very good. I was expecting mid at best, and they have happy hour. This town is now driven almost solely by tourism. Everything here is either a restaurant or a hotel or some type of shop. At times it kind of feels a little bit like a touristic beach town in the United States. So it was a little bit off-putting at first as we were walking around, and I expected everything to kind of just not be very good. But this is great. Great, truly. Definitely Peruvian options are your main choice here, but hey, you're in Peru. Take in all of the varied cuisine that you can get. Tonight we got trout with mashed potatoes and a garlic sauce, and then Dennis got a quinoa and alpaca dish with lots of vegetables and this beautiful yellow sauce, which is traditional from here. You definitely don't need more than one night in Aguascalientes. If you have an early arrival to Machu Picchu, obviously stay the night before. There's really not that much to do in the town. We're in line to get on the bus. You can either walk to Machu Picchu from here, which is like an hour, hour and a half, or most people take the bus. We have a 9 a.m. entrance, but because of its timing, we are here in line at 8, and we're still having to wait. When you buy the bus tickets, you need to either have a copy of your passport on your phone, but the day of, when you're getting on the bus and entering Machu Picchu, it's really important you have your physical passports with you.
As the bus lurched up the switchback mountain road, we could feel an air of anticipation from other riders for what lay ahead. Thousands of visitors just like us spent months planning this trip. The moment we had all been waiting for was finally here. Despite the long lines, the crowd moved quickly as we funneled through the gates toward our ticketed circuit. We booked Circuit 2A, dubbed the Classic Circuit. It's considered one of the best because it gives you the iconic vantage point overlooking Machu Picchu while taking you inside the ruins to explore the sacred city up close.
Hay mucho nubes, ¿no? Oh my gosh. You have to come up here. Can't believe we're actually here. This is even more magical than I ever imagined. It doesn't feel real that we're here. Does it?
No.
No, it doesn't feel real.
Honestly, like, I feel like I'm looking at a picture.
Yeah. I was really worried because it was super duper crowded when we were getting in, but honestly, you know, everyone's going at their own pace. So I feel like we're like alone right now.
Yeah, as long as you're patient, the views will clear. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so worth it. This is worth any trouble planning, the effort to get here. It is worth it.
This is epic. There's no other word to describe this.
The Machu Picchu Archaeological Zone is named after the mountain that towers over it to the south. It was originally home to Inca nobility and spiritual leaders who studied astronomy and the natural world. Very few people were allowed access because it was considered one of the most sacred places on earth for the Incas. Originally, it had 9 entrances, which were dismantled after the site was abandoned in the 1500s. Though some modern Quechua people, including our guide, believe it may have never been completely abandoned at all.
They didn't abandon. They decided to travel underground. Why I said that theory? Because that mountain, magic, because sometimes the people in the morning in dry season, it's a platillo, you know, the aliens through the mountain and then come out. Under the urban sector, this house, there is a false trapezoidal doorway. It's closed. This is an entrance access to underground to Machu Picchu. Inside this underground has a georadar, the technology, show how it's underground to Machu Picchu. Full Inca tunnels. This tunnel is going from different way, guys. Inside this tunnel, full mummies. And the government said, no, you can't open this. If our ancestors close this because they want to maintain the secret.
There are many theories about how Machu Picchu and other Inca sites were built. The scale is difficult to comprehend. Massive stone blocks transported from miles away, shaped with incredible precision and fit together without mortar. Even today, Incan construction methods are beyond the scope of modern stoneworking techniques. Recently, LiDAR imaging technology has confirmed that Inca sites spread far beyond what the eye can see, confirming over 100 miles of below-ground tunnels in this area alone. Some theories point to extraordinary human ingenuity and coordination on a scale that's hard to imagine.
Oh my gosh.
Others lean towards unconventional ideas like help from aliens, something our local guide actually believes wholeheartedly. Regardless of what you believe, there's no denying what the Inca built is extraordinary, and this site has undeniable energy.
Our ancestors, they love carving in rock, copy the replica of the mountains, because the Andes mountain for us is representation of our ancestors who was died million years ago. But the reason they love climb to top the mountain for meditation, because we know in the top of the mountain you found a good energy, knowledge teaching you.
We continued along the circuit, passing through the urban sector and stopping to make a traditional offering. The Quechua believe offerings should be made using items that carry spiritual significance, like coca leaves, to ask permission to enter and for a safe journey beyond.
Dar 3 veces. Así. Luego pones aquí mirando Machu Picchu y tienes que decirle gracias por estar en este lugar sagrado. Hacer todo lo que tú quieres, dile en la coca y lo dejas para.
I don't know what we'd do without a tour guide. Honestly, we are learning so much. I've seen a few people here who don't have tour guides and they just kind of walk into the room, look around and then move on. Like they have no idea what they're looking at. In one room, they actually had a table that they used to do sacrifices for llamas for either the moon or the sun. It's a super special ceremony. And they literally walked in and had no idea that that's what they were looking at. So you have to have a guide. We will have links for a tour that you can book for Circuit 2, but if you want to have the exact tour guide, we'll have her information down below as well.
The Inca were master astronomers, leaving evidence of their expertise throughout Machu Picchu. The site itself perfectly aligns with specific mountain peaks and the sun's position in the sky on key solstices and equinoxes. They had observation pools to hold water and reflect the Milky Way in the dry season, and a sunstone that doesn't cast a shadow on the day of the winter solstice.
This is the Incan compass.
This is north, south, east, west. And you put here and look up, it's exactly how our ancestors, they know to carving in this stone, the Inca compass. Because in dry season, the astronomers, they were checking the southern cross is in the same position.
As we explored each room, the entire experience felt unreal. 3 hours passed in the blink of an eye, and the time had come for us to say goodbye to Machu Picchu.
Tupananchis kama Machu Picchu means see you soon.
I can't believe today happened. Like truly, it was so magical. It doesn't even feel real yet. It hasn't like set in that we finally got to experience Machu Picchu. They're going to be closing one section of Circuit 3 in June. In a few years, they're going to be closing Circuit 2. And it's to preserve the site because it's starting to deteriorate in those areas. Obviously, they want to keep Machu Picchu pristine and available for people to view for centuries to come. So it's really going to be just Circuit 1, which is just going to give you kind of a nice viewpoint of Machu Picchu. You won't really be able to go down into it as much. You can absolutely go through a tour company to help you coordinate all of your trip to Peru. It's a very popular option, but it is spendy. But I will say you need to book these tickets so far in advance. There's a schedule for how they release the tickets. You'll have to check with the website to find out when they're releasing them for that coming year. But I woke up the morning of, and within 30 minutes, the entire first half of the month had already sold out for Circuit 2. So you're gonna have to be flexible and wake up right when they're released, or you can always score last minute tickets with Get Your Guide, which we'll have linked down below. Now we are waiting for the train to go back to Ollantaytambo, where we'll then catch a bus to head back to Cusco. It'll be about 4 hours transit total. If this is on your bucket list, now is the time to do it. You need to book it because it's not gonna be here in this way that you can experience it today forever. And I promise you want to experience this.
After arriving in Cusco, we spent 2 more days exploring the city, thankfully having a much better experience with altitude this time. If you're interested in visiting Rainbow Mountain or Humantay Lake, this is the perfect time to squeeze in a day trip now that you've acclimated. However, if you feel you've experienced enough in the Cusco area, consider riding the Titicaca train 10.5 hours south from Cusco to Puno, the closest city to Lake Titicaca. We've heard the side quest is an unforgettable, although very touristic experience, but it's perfect for a single night stay. Then you can continue on bus to Arequipa or head into Bolivia. We, however, decided to fly back to Lima from Cusco to venture further south. After arriving, we headed straight to the bus terminal where we hopped on a 4-hour Cruz del Sur bus to Paracas, a beautiful beach town on the shores of southern Peru.
Oh my gosh, this hotel room is amazing. Not just the hotel room, the hotel. When we walked up, I literally gasped
It feels like we've made it to like a Greek island, but no, we are in fact in Paracas, which is one of the top beach destinations in Peru. It's a super, super small town, but it is a very resort, relaxing getaway. There's lots of all-inclusive resorts, but we're staying at a super cute boutique hotel right on the ocean. We have a little beach, we have kayaks and paddle boards, we can get bikes here, all included in our stay. And we have our own little beachfront porch. But it is still mind-blowing to me that we left Cusco this morning at like 6 a.m. and now we are back at sea level in Paracas on the other side of the country. It is crazy, but it was a long day. So we are gonna get dinner at the hotel. I am for sure using their drink card for the welcome drink to go watch the sunset, maybe an Aperol Spritz, a little glass of white wine. Need to get in something a little bit more beach friendly. Oh, I'm like loving this. I'm dressed and ready. Cocktail time, baby. Ooh, this is quite a door. They got pisco sours, mine with maracuya, pina coladas, Aperol Spritz. I think I'm becoming a resort girly. But when it looks like this, I want to leave, I'm a pituco. Well, Paracas is an easy place to spend a few days doing absolutely nothing except lounge by the pool or beach. Most visitors come here to explore the National Seashore and Ballestas Islands. Boat tours depart every morning to explore this concentration of rocky islands roughly 30 minutes offshore from Paracas and last around 2 hours. This biodiverse nature reserve is home to large sea lion colonies, hundreds of fish species, birds, whales, and other marine life, including the Humboldt penguin, a tiny, adorable Peruvian penguin that thrives in the desert heat.
As we float past hidden coves and rocky cliffs, we were captivated by the rugged beauty of the Ballestas Islands.
Wow, look at them.
But there was something in the air we couldn't ignore, the smell. It's intense and impossible to ignore. Layers of white bird droppings cover the rocks and cliff sides. Coveted as a natural fertilizer, guano was one of the largest drivers of Peru's economy during the 19th century, giving it the nickname white gold. At the industry's peak, mounds of guano would accumulate to over 100 feet tall before it was harvested by hand. But the island's history dates back long before the guano mining days. Archaeological evidence ties it to the Mochi civilization until around 400 AD. They were masters at navigating the arid desert landscape, sourcing fresh water from underground wells, which is incredible considering this area receives virtually no rain, allowing geoglyphs like the candelabra to remain perfectly intact despite it being nearly 1,500 years old.
That was a fantastic tour. We got to see so much. I can't believe we saw penguins with our own eyes. They were so cute, just waddling up the cliffs. I loved it. We saw so many different sea lions and seals, and to see the mom and the pup on the cliff so close was awesome. When you're finished with the tour, it drops you off in the center of town where they have like a nice malecon lined with all these different restaurants and bars, and there's a public beach here where you can rent umbrellas and just relax. I think it's also a really popular play area for like families and kids coming from Lima, since this is such a popular escape. They have these huge floats and slides that go into the water. It looks really fun. I think we're gonna head back to the hotel and chill there because we got everything we need at that hotel. This was so fun though. We saw penguins. The hotel is located about a 20-minute walk from the town center, so if you're doing the boat tour in the morning, you will have to walk. Alternatively, you can get a tuk-tuk, or there is Uber here, which is really convenient. But honestly, it just promotes staying at the hotel because it's like so secluded on the north side of the island. It feels like a little oasis.
and the restaurant is fantastic. So we had plans to come in here and try all these like local restaurants in town, but our spot's great. Like, I don't want to eat anywhere else. I don't want to go anywhere else. Perfect. We will have links to book all of the activities you see in this video, as well as the hotel down below, and we'll have things pop up on the screen as we do them, just so you can book and have this magical experience too. We had grand plans of going into the National Reserve. You can go dune buggying or ATVing. They offer tours. It's supposed to have incredible beaches, really beautiful vistas. But honestly, we just can't bring ourselves to leave this spot. We've just been going hard for almost 2.5 weeks now from our trip in Peru. It's coming to an end soon. And while we still want to do all of the things because it feels like, you know, it's such a bucket list trip, we've realized you just can't do it all unless you really give yourself enough time, like a month. And I think you could see a lot of the highlights. Rather than pushing through, I'm gonna do some watercolor. We're just gonna chill and just relax, because at this point, that's what we need. Ándale, ándale.
Back on the bus, we got front row seats for our short drive from Paracas to Ica, the closest city to Peru's famous oasis, Huacachina. Now would be a great time to remind you that while renting a car in Peru is always an option, in our opinion, it's usually not worth the hassle. Driving in major cities like Ica is chaotic and something we personally wanted to avoid at all costs. Instead, we recommend taking Ubers or mototaxis to get around safely and conveniently.
Just a few turns outside Ica and the capital city faded behind massive golden dunes, towering around one of Peru's last remaining oases. This slice of desert is best explored on 4 wheels with a heavy dose of adrenaline. Dune tours are offered only once daily, so we wasted no time jumping into a buggy for a white-knuckle ride through the desert.
That was good!
That was fun. This is pretty rad. That was nuts.
I don't think I want to do this one. It's very tall. Oh my god! Holy crap! Oh my god! It's so fast! blast. It's so fun.
How was that?
That was clearing out the sand from shoes. This is incredible though. We're sitting on top of a sand dune in Peru, watching the sunset. Unreal. Unreal. 10 out of 10, guys. That experience was amazing. So much more adrenaline packed than I ever expected it to be. It was so much fun sliding down the dunes, and the drive itself was its own experience. And they had drinks for us and snacks, and we hung out for probably like 30, 40 minutes just watching the stars rise. It was perfect, truly perfection. So we're having some dinner. I got a lomo saltado with risotto, and then it's got a burger. They get so many tourists from all over. There's definitely something from like every region of the world on a menu here.
In the car, once again, we drove deeper into the ever-changing southern Peruvian landscape toward Nazca, home to one of the country's greatest archaeological mysteries. Nazca takes around 2.5 hours to reach from Huacachina, so to fuel us for our big day, our driver made a pit stop to sample some of the region's incredible fruits.
So juicy, it's like dripping down my arm. Peru is one of the largest exporters in the world of fruit, specifically the area of Ica. It's a very dry, deserty climate, which makes it ideal for growing fruits because they control the water intake it gets, which makes it sweeter. So blueberries, grapes, most of the places that you'll find them in the world come from Peru, right here. Estoy feliz. We got sandía, which is really like the best watermelon I've ever tasted. It's so sweet, and mango. It's so good.
The reason we're driving hours through this desolate landscape is for a chance to look down from above at something humans created more than 2,000 years ago, the Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines are massive geoglyphs etched into the desert floor over roughly 1,000 years by several ancient civilizations, including the Nazca people. The best way to see them is from the air, roughly 700 feet above the enormous designs depicting animals, plants, and geometric shapes, some of which stretch to over 1,200 feet wide.
As the engine started, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. If you've never flown in a small plane before, you feel every turn, bump, and movement. But the moment we lifted above the desert and the first geoglyph appeared, the nerves disappeared. Seeing these massive designs emerge from the endless sand and rocks was one of those travel moments when you realize exactly why you came.
The Nazca Lines are now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and there is nowhere else in the world like them. Today, their exact purpose remains a mystery, but some theories suggest they were created for ceremonial purposes, possibly connected to water, fertility, or astrological events. We may never know exactly what inspired these incredible carvings in the sand, but thanks to decades of research and preservation, they remain one of Peru's greatest archaeological treasures.
That was awesome. It was amazing getting to see the Nazca Lines from above. We got to see all of the top ones in the zone. I think it was 23. They did such a good job of pointing out exactly where to look so we didn't miss any. And they also did a great job of turning the plane around so that both the left and the right side got great vantage points. But because of all of the turning of the plane, it did give you kind of a queasy sensation. If you get an upset stomach easily, I would highly recommend maybe skipping this activity because I feel like both of us have pretty strong stomachs and the sensation we've heard is very normal, but very real. I'm like, oh God, I don't feel so great. Our tour that we booked included transportation from Huacachina, and our tour guide that drove us here and back has given us like loads of information, more than we learned about in the plane itself. So definitely recommend, worth the drive, super cool. And there's so much more to do in Nazca. Okay, I need some water and to maybe sit down. We're back in Huacachina and we're just gonna explore the town center. It's super small, so there's not much to see or do. I think we could probably walk the entire lap around the oasis in about 10 minutes. If you really want to get out in the water, you can rent paddle boats. They have little fun boats that you can go explore. Again, it's tiny. I think you could probably see the entire oasis or lake in about 20 minutes. But it is super duper cool to be in South America's only natural oasis. The area where the water is located today is maintained through pumping because the oasis would have dried up at this point. But I just love admiring the dunes. We're literally surrounded by the most massive hills of sand, and it's mind-boggling. You don't need a ton of time to explore Huacachina. It's mostly about the activities you plan to do. We're staying for 2 nights because we wanted to do the Nazca lines and of course the sandboarding, but there's also paragliding that you can do off of the dunes. But I would say when it comes to where you stay, make sure you read the reviews fully because the hostel that we're staying at, Viajero, is one of the best in all of South America, but it is quite a party scene. And last night they kept us up until about 1 in the morning with super duper loud music. So if you really prefer or cherish your sleep like we do, I recommend finding somewhere else to stay. So the goal now is taking our little last afternoon at the oasis.
Before we knew it, our 3 weeks in Lima were up, and we returned to the place where our journey first began. But we weren't quite the same people who arrived 3 weeks earlier. Peru somehow challenged us, surprised us, and humbled us in equal measure.
Wow.
Expanding the way we see the world with creativity, pride, and kindness that's hard to come by elsewhere. It taught us that there's so much more to Peru than a single destination or a bucket list moment. It's a place we hope to return to over and over again. Thank you, Peru. Hasta pronto.
I think we got it. That just took us 30 minutes to film, guys. 30 minutes. Because of that. Lots of walking. Maybe a light jacket.